what are the kind of top level things that people should keep in mind in relation to landing pages for these kinds of competitor campaigns?
I am biased. I like a PPC specific landing page for your competitors, competitive campaigns. I find sending them to the homepage is just it's a little bit of a wasted opportunity. Personally, like I say, I'd prefer to have a PPC landing page specific for your competitive campaign, so you can really dig into those things again, like what is making you better than your competitor. Sometimes I see people have a table which compares their features to their competitors, especially in the SaaS industry. You see that quite regularly. I think that's fine, as long as you're backing it up with facts, you're not just making things up. But again, be careful with what you are putting on your landing page, because you still need to be respectful to your competitor. You don't want to upset them. You don't want to say anything inflammatory, or still be respectful about it. Prove why you're better with things about you. Focus less on them.
Yeah, that's good advice for life in general, and it goes beyond landing pages and competitor campaigns. So if someone's kind of up and running with their campaign, what are the metrics or indicators that you pay closest attention to when you're assessing the performance of these particular campaigns?
Again, I am very biased. I'm B2B lead gen, SaaS specific. So for me, anyone in B2B or lead gen, you are looking at not necessarily the conversion rates. Try and think a little bit further down the line of that lead to sale rate. Are you seeing that these people are high value? Are they actually converting? Because it's very easy for someone to fill out a form with stuff like this. They're researching lots of companies, they're gathering lots of information, but are they continuing to go down that funnel, or are they still going to go with their competitors? So I think that's a really important thing to keep an eye on. Although I do see a lot of people running competitor campaigns just for the sake that they want to take up ad space. They want to, get eyes on their ad. They're not necessarily bothered about the conversion rates, lead rate, sale rate, anything like that. They actually just want that exposure. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I just think that a lot of businesses, we need to see money in the bank coming from these campaigns to be able to justify it. If you're a business which doesn't, I'm very jealous. Get your name out there, get everywhere, that's great. But for a lot of us, at the end of the day, if it's not going to bring money in the bank after 2 to 3 months of working through your metrics, then maybe it's time to pull it back or pause it altogether.
Yeah, they're becoming increasingly rare, those businesses where there's just like, well, just spend the money on brand awareness and don't worry about showing me the return on that. Yeah, that's
unicorns. Don't hear of them very often anymore.
Yeah. So obviously you've kind of mentioned earlier on about poking the bear and kind of touched on some of the things that can potentially step on some toes or go wrong with these kinds of campaigns. So in all your years of experience, has competitor bidding ever backfired on you? And if it has, what happened?
So it kind of backfired on us in a different way, because I was working in-house, it was a SaaS brand, and a direct competitor asked us to stop bidding on their brand. They were bidding on ours. It was kind of like a mutual thing. And the owners, they both agreed, like between themselves, okay, we'll stop, shake, gentleman handshake, that's it. And then a few weeks later, we actually noticed that they were still bidding on us, and they were doing so even more aggressively than they had ever. I just took that as an agreement that we weren't going to do it, so I stopped running that campaign. And didn't think to check that they hadn't done it. So, people do that. People do reach out and say, hey, you shouldn't be bidding on our brand. There is no rule against you bidding on someone else's brand. That's absolutely fine. But I think, if you're going to make an agreement, then stick to it, because then we just came back harder, and then it just becomes like that poking that bear in that battle. And
that was going to be my next question, of when you find out that that's what they were doing, like, what was your response? And
budget, unlimited.
Yeah, so be careful. So I just got a couple more questions before we wrap up. But in one of our recent webinars, we were focusing on B2B lead gen strategies, and as part of that, competitor bidding was part of the conversation. And our guest, Violetta, at the time, she mentioned that one of the things she really likes to do is to go to forums, in particular Reddit, and to basically investigate what people are complaining about in terms of your competitors, and then use that information to guide your keyword keywords that you're bidding on, and also the kind of information that's on your landing pages. So is that something that you've done in the past, and is there anything that you'd add to that particular side of the research component?
Yeah, I love Reddit at the moment for finding out just what's going on with people's thoughts and opinions. I think it's a great route to go down. And if you work in quite a niche industry, so for example, my last role, I had a lot of DevOps clients, very specific, very niche, and they had their own little niche forums. So, digging into those types of platforms, the wealth of information that these people are sharing with each other, the recommendations. Oh, hey guys, have you seen this new company that's come out? Like, they are such great places for finding competitors that you may not have even heard of yet, because they're so specific to that industry. They're still new. So I think that Reddit is a great place. Any niche forums that you might have to check out. Something I also like to check out is reviews, or rating sites for SaaS, like G2, Capterra, because as much as it's great to see what people like about a brand or a product, they will usually say the bad things about them as well. That might be the customer support was really bad, or I wasn't able to get in contact with my account manager for 3 weeks. Those types of shocking things which people have experienced, you can take that, make sure in your ad copy, we've got award-winning customer service or 24/7 support available. Just those little things which people aren't happy with, making sure that you're getting them. So review sites as well. Review sites and ratings are a great place to go to.